sometimes we do things based on tradition and not really what makes sense for child development, for athletic development. It's sort of what we've always done.
For the past decade, we've been trying to develop kids in one sport, and we've been focusing on one sport and overtraining them to a point where maybe they're getting burned out and it's leading to more injury. Now you get a mindset and you have an organization like USA Hockey telling you that they've looked into this, and what's really good for kids is to give them a variety of sports, to have them trained to be athletes and not necessarily trained to be good in one sport. And when you get this coming from an organization like USA Hockey, hopefully it trickles down. It's got to go to the coaches next, it's got to go to the parents from there, and hopefully we're doing the right thing for kids.
Get the football going, Charlie!
The American development model places the kids first and foremost. It's athlete-centered. As adults, we've implemented a lot of things that make sense in our world, but really don't make sense in terms of athlete development. What the American development model does is it tries to put the kid first. So if we make our decisions as administrators, coaches, and parents, that we're putting the athlete first, then we're going to have success with our children.
This isn't something that's a guess. This is a bright group of people that have a wealth of knowledge in childhood development, exercise physiology, the sport of hockey itself, that have come together to try to create a comprehensive model that our kids can participate in.
The impetus behind the American development model came from us trying to evaluate our sport and what we could do better, not just for our game, but for our kids. The ADM's not a mandate. It's a set of guidelines put forth by USA Hockey to help clubs and associations be better at what they do with their kids. And with the gracious support of the National Hockey League, we've been able to put forth this model that really USA Hockey had never had in the past. It's easy to convince the people at the top end, people with a vast amount of hockey experience, college head coaches, NHL people, that this is a great thing. And it just shows in the quality of people that have been able to say, you know what, I've made a decision that I'm not going to coach just my hockey team. I'm going to try and help American hockey be better.
My favorite winter sport is hockey because there's so many rinks and all my friends play, and I can just go up and play hockey with them and spend the day there. I play catcher in baseball, so I don't know why, I just like the stuff flying at me and putting on the pads.
We've got kids, young kids at early specialization playing hockey 12 months a year, and late generalization where kids are playing multiple sports at older ages. And the model that has been proven to have success is reverse, is just the opposite, where it's early generalization, where we have kids playing multiple sports and athleticism is developed. And then as you get older and you decide what you're inclined and where your strengths might be, you start to specialize in certain things.
And I think as a parent, a lot of times you feel the pressure, that you've got to keep your kids. If your kids want to be good in sports and they want to make it to the next level, you feel like you have to keep putting them in the same sport. My kids play baseball, my kids play hockey, they play golf, and I think they've enjoyed it. I think they've benefited from it because they're able to become athletes, not just specific in one sport at the age of 11 years old, but they become good athletes in all sports.
Sometimes I go open skating with my friends. There's always a game going on. Sometimes it's 2 adults games, sometimes 1 kid's game, 1 adult, sometimes a broom ball reserve game. So there's always something to do.
We need to start focusing on the kid and what's good for them, as opposed to getting them into a sport and trying to grind them into the ground and create the next superstar. Let kids be kids, let them have fun at what they're doing, and that's what this is. It's an age-appropriate development program for children.
I love practice because we get to get a lot of shots, more puck time, more time to work on glove saves, blocker saves, leg saves, butterfly, anything.
We need to change the mindset of our coaches, our administrators, and our parents, and they need to understand that it's not just my team has practice today, because that's very inefficient. If we're putting 14, 15 kids on one ice surface when they're 8 years old, then we're not maximizing, one, the benefits for the kids and the cost effectiveness for the association, that allocation of resources. And putting a 14-year-old on the ice with a 10-year-old in some ways is very, very beneficial to both. We need to think outside the box a little bit in how we develop our athletes and how we allocate those resources.
This is an opportunity for us to get it right. And it's getting it right by listening to those that are dedicating their lives trying to understand this process.
This is just a start. The ADM provides us an opportunity to interact with our volunteers that we have out in the field, learn ideas from them, and hopefully take those things and apply it to our kids and to our associations. We want to share what we learn through our website and our materials that we develop. This is an ongoing process that we know is going to take time, but we know will pay great dividends for our kids. The tagline for the ADM is "I am potential." And that really excites me because we all want to see our kids reach their fullest potential. And that's why the ADM is the best thing that's happened to hockey in a full generation.